theater, the theater. What's happened to the theater?
Theater has been around for as long as humanity. It's been through rough times, but it's ever present. But times are changing.
And thus the native hue of resolution.
A study shows that interest and attendance in art has been steadily declining, which puts people in the theater world at risk. Our plan is to showcase the benefits of theater and all the awesome shows within the art form.
Theater's declining because we don't have it in our elementary schools. So people have already found their niche or their nook before we get to high school. So because we only have theater opportunities when you get to high school and above, then children have already found where their path is and where they want to be. So a lot of times in our theater world, what we get is kids who haven't found their path, and so then they're learning the skill set very late in their lives, and then they are honing it even further along. Whereas like you start playing soccer when you're in elementary school, and by the time that you're in high school, you should be good enough to be on the varsity team, and you kind of know your path if you make JV versus if you make varsity. So because we don't have education for theater when children are younger, when they're actually children, then what we're seeing is a decline in how many people jump into that. And that goes into a lot of things like anxiety and things of that sort. If we teach children to speak to each other and communicate to each other at such an early age, then we have less of that anxious energy and less of that anxiety as well.
This is a quote from our survey in which we ask people's favorite parts about theater. There are many benefits to theater, as listed in this article about 25 best benefits that theater can offer you.
The most important thing about theater is that it teaches empathy. So not that we necessarily have to believe in what we're saying, or not necessarily that we have to believe in other people's points of view, but the idea that we can think like another person, or we can try to get into their mindset to justify or to not justify things that they're doing. So empathy is the most important thing, because it's teaching us to think from a different perspective instead of the perspective that we've been taught or that we've been trained to learn or listen to. And then to follow that, relationships. So just like any kind of sports team or any team in general, you should be coming together to work as a team. And so then creating that relationship with each other is going to be something that's going to move people into the future. It's going to be what gets people career ready. It's going to get people ready to go into a college in which they have to work hand in hand with other people. So empathy and relationships are the two most important things.
This would be the part where I include advice from Lin-Manuel Miranda, an Emmy, Tony, and Grammy award-winning superstar, but he never answered my letter. In conclusion, despite a slight lag in attendance, theater is still kicking, and it's gonna be around forever. So don't be sad, Hamlet. Despite theater having its problems, there are always solutions.